beautiful souls. Welcome to Soul Tales podcast with your friend Ankita Juneja, back again with another interesting episode for all of you. I will keep this conversation free flowing and let the words flow through me, keeping an intention. Whatever you need to hear at the moment for your highest good, may it comes through me as a guidance. Before I started recording this episode, this conversation was going in my head and I was like, I'm not feeling too energetic. I'll do it later. Yes, this is the phenomena which happens with me many a times because there are a lot of things that keeps me occupied and I'm doing couple of things simultaneously. But I was like, unless I don't record this episode, I'm not gonna feel good. So I was like, let's take mic and just start recording this episode as if I'm just having a conversation with a friend. So this is a heart-to-heart conversation where I just want to share with all of you about life. Like, there are times when things are not going our way. Most likely we are not happy with the things that is happening around us. We want to see the change so desperately that we feel like escaping the present. I'm telling my own situation at the moment. I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that, but also on the other side there are a couple of other responsibilities and commitments which I have to fulfill so that I can move to the next. But also I was realizing like this is the difference. When we see older people, we feel like how can they have so much of patience, how they can be so calm, how they are able to trust the process. The reason is, and what I'm able to connect with my own experience at the moment is, I think growing up they have seen so many such moments that they have made peace with it. Like, yeah, things happen at its own time, it has its own process and we cannot expedite the process. We as a Gen Z, millennials or alphas, and we are so accustomed to get everything so instantly that we are somewhere lacking patience. Even I feel like sometime even I am getting impatient, and lately I have seen irritation in my attitude. I know this is not the good thing, but yeah, I was experiencing this kind of energy and I was asking like, Ankita, what's wrong with you? Because I have not been in this agitation in a long while. What I realize is there are a lot of changes that is happening around me, in my family, in my personal life, in my professional life, and all this thing is somewhere making me feel like, okay, things are changing. Yes, the change is for betterment, but change is always uncomfortable. No matter who you are, change always feels scary and uncomfortable. And I think that was the reason that I was feeling a bit agitated. Also, life is teaching me how to be patient, how to trust the process, because the more you try, the more harder you try to get something, you will see that you're blocking things. It's good to work upon something and desire for something, but you will also see that at times life has its own way and things go at its own pace. And I was experiencing something similar where I was like, I don't know why I'm seeing so many resistance, so many blockage. But have you experienced ever like the more desperate you are for someone, you just push that person away? I think that implies to all areas of our life. If you're desiring for some vacation, if you want something so desperately, you will see that you're just pushing it away. So on one side, I'm just consciously working on this thing to let it flow, not control. I know it is so hard. It's easy to say, but when you're in this energy, you might find it hard to just trust because you're seeing like where the life is taking you. You just don't know what is ahead of you. You are just clueless. And there were a lot of conversation that was happening in my life also, which was adding cherry on the cake. I was like, I am already feeling so agitated, and this kind of conversation is even bringing more heat to the conversation. But what I realize is that's how you level up, that's how you grow in life. Because when you are alone, when you are all by yourself, when there is no challenge, everyone is zen and everyone is calm. But when you are actually thrown in uncomfortable situation, that's how your level of maturity is tested. That's when your actual growth is seen. If you're able to handle uncomfortable situation comfortably, that's the sign that yes, you have grown. And the reason I'm sharing all these things with you is because yes, I do come across as someone who has figured out her life, who is so calm and peaceful, but that is not true. Sometime even I experience situation which is so uncomfortable for me, and just like all of you, I feel agitated too. I experience those things too, but I can at least know that yes, this is what is happening. Most of the time people are not even aware that something is happening to them. At least I am in awareness state where I know this is happening. At that point of time I try to not get into the conversation or just be quiet, because when the situation is not in your favor, when it is an heated conversation, if you say something, the things will just go worst, and it requires so much of self discipline and it requires self control, because you just feel like replying back, but you have to hold yourself. You have to be like, no, you cannot say anything at the moment. And this is the muscle which you build over the period of time. I know how hard it is because I am practicing this too, but what I also realize is, yes, you want to reach to certain point, you want to be somewhere else, but life is a journey and you have to experience certain thing, and you have to go through process to actually realize what do you really want. Let me tell you one more interesting thing that has happened. Something hurted me so badly recently, but it also ignited something beautiful inside of me. I was holding on to writing my another book. I knew, like, after writing my first book, things no one told us, there is another book that is brewing inside of me and that needs to come out. But I haven't seen much success with my first book. Rather, I felt like it's a failure because I have over anticipated. But I am a new writer, so I know what a new writer goes through and what are their challenges, especially when you're self-publishing a book. So I felt like, what is the point of writing my second book? And something very beautiful came as an insight to me, like, you never know which book will make you successful or which will be successful. It's not in your control to see failure or success. The only control you have is to take action. And all this thing that was happening around me has just inspired me to write this book. Yes, this book has come from a place where I felt hurted, where I was questioning a lot of things, but I felt like that conversation happened for a reason. I have written about it in detail in my book, which I started writing about. And what I found is, like, sometimes the things that is happening for a reason. It might not make sense to you, but everything is happening for a reason. If that hard conversation would not have happened, and if I would not have felt that hurt, I think I would not have gone deeper and asked myself, like, what is my soul asking me to do? As I sat with myself, as I addressed that feeling, I realized, like, there is another book that needs to come. Success or failure doesn't matter, but this is a journey and a self-expression that I need to do. And that's how midnight yesterday itself, I just started writing my another book, and I felt so good. It was almost 3 a.m. in the morning, and as I did that, I finally felt relaxed, as if a heavy weight has lifted from my soul. Since the time I wrote my first book and I published that in March, around April I felt like there is another book that needs to come, because I was in a flow of writing. I was in this energy of expressing myself and channeling the words through universe, but I was resisting it somewhere. What I found as I did that was, okay, this is again a time to write a book. Yes, I am seeing blockages, I am seeing a lot of obstacle in my journey, but maybe it was 1111. If you follow angel number, you know what it means. Coming back, what I felt was like, I think I was resisting this change. I was resisting my calling, but I was not able to move forward. I was not able to see the changes that I wanted to see. Maybe because, again, my another book needs my attention and energy. I need to finish this project to move forward. And I feel like this year for me is more about writing book. And trust me, friends, I haven't thought that I can be a writer someday. It was not in my to-dos list or a dream of mine. I actually thought to start blogging, but I have never started blogging on a serious note. But I love the process of writing a book, because I think it is more deep, more raw, and it is in more depth, where I can just express myself wholeheartedly and having a long conversation, not just a short one. So I felt like it's like a therapy to me. And this book which I started writing about is more a reminder for me, and the inspiration for this book was again like, Ankita, you need this book. I don't know who will read this book, what will happen in future with this book, but I felt like this is something which I need at the moment, and the thing which I need, I won't get it from outside, because it is somewhere inside my heart. It needs to come in the form of book from my soul. And I was like, Ankita, you're not writing this book for anyone else, but just focus on yourself and write this book. And trust me, as I started writing this book, I felt so light, so amazing, and I felt like all of you will relate to it if you are in your 30s. And the concept of this book is about, feeling lost in your 30s, because that's what I am feeling at the moment. But I think like 30 is such a beautiful number. It brings so much change inside of you, as if you are taking a new birth. So this book in particular will be focused on people who are in their 30s and they are feeling clueless. I'm just giving you a little background about the book, but to be honest, over here I think I need this book, and the way this book is gonna shape, I feel like it will just touch your heart and you will resonate with it. Let's see when this book will come out, because I just started writing this. I just wrote 2 chapters of this book, so I don't know how many chapters are gonna there, how it gonna look like, what it's gonna be about, but I will be keeping you updated as I move along this journey. But trust me, I just felt like when you answer your calling, the thing you are resisting the most, once you start doing that, you will feel lighter. Not everything is meant for outer validation or success from an outer world. What I realize is sometimes it's an internal journey. You feel good when you express yourself and when you answer your calling. So if you're scared, if you're fearful, like what your book will be like, how many people will read it, appreciate it, trust me, I was in the similar zone and in the similar energy. But what I realize is it's not about others. Sometimes it's just about you. And I think this life is all about you. We are playing a wrong game at times, where we are just trying to prove others. We are not here to prove others. The more I get into this energy, like I'm not here to prove anyone, I'm just here to live my life, I feel so lighter, and it's just an ecstatic experience which you can have once you start walking in this path. I feel we are wrongly designed, where we are looking for external validation. All we need is our own validation, and we just need to answer our calling, because this is not about other. It's your life and you should just live for yourself. And I am saying this thing because I am constantly practicing being more aware and answering to my calling, and trust me, this is liberating. We are not caged by other people, we are caged by our own thoughts, which just keeps us in a limiting belief and tells us like we need something from outside, whereas what we really need is inside all of us. We just need to in tune with ourselves and just write it for our own happiness. And I just say this to all my friends also, we all have amazing gift. It's just we just feel like what's the use of it. But in today's life we have become so calculative that everything is played in this world for profit and loss. Your life is not profit and loss. You're just meant to live here happily and just experience a beautiful life. So please stop seeing everything from a lens of profit and loss and just give your 100%. Either it's a relationship, your work, your career, your personal life. Just give your 100% and just leave the rest. Universe has your back and you are just supported along the way. Don't let outer reality and world define your happiness. Be in charge of your life and be liberated. This was a heart-to-heart conversation. I didn't know where this conversation is going. I haven't even thought that I'll be disclosing just next day as I started writing this book. There was a reason I kept this as a free-flowing conversation. I didn't know that I'll be sharing with all of you about my new book, but I just kept the intention like whatever needs to come, let it come, and I'm feeling so lighter as I have just spoken my heart and connected with all of you from a soulful level. I hope this episode has inspired you some way or the other. Let me know in the comment section what part of it resonated. Where are you in your journey? I'm looking forward to read your comment. And if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and be part of this tribe. It helps us to reach to more people and it truly means the world to me. Thanks for your presence. I'm looking forward to connect with you in my next episode. Sending you away lots of love and light. Signing off from my side. Until next time, keep shining bright. Bye-bye.